O positive. Nearly half the world shares this blood type, making it the most widespread genetic signature on the planet. What sets it apart isn't rarity, but versatility. Anyone with a positive Rh factor can receive it safely, which means in critical moments, this blood becomes a lifeline for the majority of humanity. This wasn't an accident of evolution. Our earliest ancestors likely carried type O, thriving in environments where protein-rich diets and constant pathogen exposure were the norm. The lack of certain surface markers on these red blood cells creates an unexpected shield against malaria's most deadly strain. When the parasite tries to invade, it struggles to make cells stick together, reducing the severity of infection. But this ancient blueprint has modern consequences. The same exposed markers that helped our ancestors can make carriers more susceptible to digestive infections like cholera. There's also a clotting factor difference. People with this type produce less of a key protein that helps blood clot, which dramatically lowers heart attack and stroke risk, but means injuries can bleed more freely. Interestingly, research shows these individuals may also maintain sharper cognitive function as they age, with lower rates of dementia compared to other types. A positive. This is the farmer's blood. When humans shifted from hunting to agriculture thousands of years ago, this type became increasingly common. About 1 in 3 people carry it today, and its rise coincides perfectly with the development of settled communities and grain-based diets. The surface markers on these cells seem designed for crowded living. They trigger stronger immune responses against certain bacteria that thrive when people live close together. This made survival more likely in early villages and cities where sanitation was primitive and disease spread quickly. The trade-off? These same protective markers make blood slightly stickier, increasing the risk of dangerous clots forming in arteries and veins. There's also a stress connection that's hard to ignore. Carriers naturally produce more cortisol, the hormone that keeps us alert and ready to respond. In ancient times, this hypervigilance was survival. Today, it means everyday pressures hit harder, registering more intensely in both mind and body. The biological alarm system that once protected against predators now overreacts to emails and traffic. Be positive. This type tells a story of movement. It's concentrated heavily in Central Asia and parts of the Middle East, suggesting it spread with nomadic populations who traversed vast distances. Only about 10% of people have it, reflecting its more selective distribution across the globe. Those who carry it can receive blood from 4 different types, giving them decent flexibility in medical emergencies. But blood banks have to work harder to maintain supplies since fewer donors exist. The evolutionary path of this type is fascinating. It seems to have developed specialized defenses against certain infections while becoming more vulnerable to others. There is also evidence of metabolic differences in how the body processes fats and sugars, possibly reflecting a diet heavy in dairy and meat from herding cultures. This blood type represents adaptation to a lifestyle of constant migration, where flexibility and resilience mattered more than staying in one place. A B positive. This is evolution's newest experiment. It only emerged within the last few thousand years when populations carrying A and B types began mixing. Less than 5% of people have it, making it genuinely rare. Here's what makes it medically unique. These individuals can accept blood from anyone. Every type is compatible. In a crisis, they have the widest safety net possible. Their immune system recognizes all the major markers as friendly, which is both a gift and a curse. That same tolerance creates vulnerabilities. Without the need to fight off certain antigens, the immune system may be less aggressive against some bacterial threats. Research has also uncovered a troubling pattern. Carriers face higher risks of memory problems and cognitive decline as they age compared to every other type. The exact mechanism isn't fully understood, but the correlation is consistent across multiple studies. Blood that accepts everything may also be more permissive to processes that damage the brain over time. O negative. This is the hero type. Less than 7% of the population has it, but its impact is enormous. With no A, B, or Rh markers on the cell surface, this blood is invisible to every immune system. It can go into any patient without triggering rejection. When ambulances rush to accidents, when surgeons face unexpected bleeding, when disaster strikes and there's no time to test, this is the blood they reach for. It's kept under tight control, reserved for moments when seconds matter and compatibility can't be confirmed. But for those who carry it, life has complications. They can only receive from others with the same type, creating a tiny donor pool. Pregnancy becomes high risk if the baby inherits a positive Rh factor from the father. The mother's body may see the baby's blood as foreign and attack it. Modern medicine prevents this tragedy, but historically it shaped which bloodlines survived. The same lack of markers that makes this blood universally safe also leaves carriers more exposed to certain gut infections. Evolution always demands payment for its gifts. A negative. Rarity defines this type. Only about 2% of people carry it. The A marker is present, but the Rh factor is missing, creating a narrow compatibility window. These individuals can only receive from A negative or O negative donors, and finding matches can be challenging. The A marker brings the same immune strengths seen in A positive types, particularly against bacterial infections that plagued early agricultural societies. But the missing Rh factor introduces the same pregnancy complications as O negative. If a mother with this type carries an Rh positive child, her immune system must be carefully managed to prevent it from attacking the baby. There's also the stress factor. Like all A types, these individuals tend to run hotter on cortisol, experiencing anxiety and pressure more intensely than others. It's a blood type that combines ancient defensive strengths with modern vulnerabilities, scarcity with specific protective capabilities. B negative. Welcome to one of the rarest clubs on Earth. Only 1% of humanity has this type. The B marker is present, the Rh factor is absent, and compatibility options are severely limited. These individuals can only receive from B negative or O negative donors. The distribution pattern is striking. This type is concentrated in specific regions, particularly parts of Asia, and nearly absent in others. It represents a genetic pathway that took a very particular route through human history, spreading with certain populations but not others. Carriers show the same metabolic quirks as B-positive types, with evidence suggesting different processing of dietary fats and carbohydrates. There are also hints of altered immune responses to certain viruses and bacteria, though research is still uncovering exactly what this means. What's clear is that this blood type represents one of the most selectively distributed genetic signatures in the human population. A B negative. This is the statistical ghost. Less than 1% of people have it. You're more than 80 times more likely to be O positive than AB negative. It's the youngest, rarest, and most complex blood type in existence. For red blood cells, compatibility is extremely limited. Only 4 types can donate, and all must be negative. But here's the twist. Their plasma is universal. It can go into any patient of any type, making it incredibly valuable in certain medical situations. This type represents the absolute edge of human blood diversity. It emerged from the mixing of A and B populations, then lost the Rh factor through another genetic variation. The result is a blood type that shouldn't be common and isn't. Like AB positive, carriers face elevated risks of cognitive decline and clotting disorders. The mechanisms aren't fully understood, but the pattern is consistent. This blood type is a reminder that rarity doesn't equal superiority. It's simply a different roll of the genetic dice, with its own unique set of strengths and weaknesses. 8 types. 8 different evolutionary strategies. Type O came first, built for survival in harsh conditions. Type A emerged with farming and settled life. Type B spread with nomadic cultures across continents. Type AB appeared last, a genetic fusion still rare today. None is superior. Each succeeded in different environments against different challenges. O types resist cognitive decline but face infection risks. A types fight bacteria effectively but struggle with stress and clotting. B types show metabolic adaptations but remain vulnerable to specific diseases. AB types accept all blood but face memory and vascular challenges. The negative types add another layer. Rarer, more restricted, with pregnancy complications, but O negative saves countless lives as the universal donor, and AB negative provides universal plasma. Your blood type isn't just a medical detail, it's a genetic message from your ancestors about what they faced and how they survived. It influences disease susceptibility, stress responses, metabolism, and cognitive aging. What's your type? Let us know in the comments. If this changed how you see yourself, subscribe. We explain the hidden science behind human biology every week. Next up, the hidden powers of every eye color and what yours reveals about your ancestry and health. Your blood type isn't a label. It's a legacy written in every cell.